What is up, my nerd familia, and welcome to Games y Más, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of board games, video games, and a little bit of pop culture. I'm your host, Vic, and I would like to be the first to welcome you here to our little corner of nerdom. Whether you are a diehard anime fan, a manga reader, a film buff, to a casual, intermediate, cozy board gamer, to an aspiring esports star in the video game world, or to everything in between, this podcast is for you. We would love to engage with you guys, share some stories within the nerd familia, so come join us. If anything that we've said resonates with you, hey, join our wacky adventures here at Games y Más. We would love to have you here. So, with all that being said, pull up a chair, grab some dice, y acompáñame a jugar. And we are good to go. Yes, everything's all set. Everything's good. On my end, Tiff, are you doing good? On your end over there? You know, you're getting ready for the blizzard. How's everything over there?
The big blizzard. Just had to go out and buy all my groceries and get everything done before we're snowed in.
Oh my goodness,
which I'm not going to complain about because it just gives you more time to play board games.
There you go. Perfect excuse to be able to, sorry, I can't go out, so I have my shelf to play board games. So there you go.
Darn, I'm stuck here with this.
What do I do? Yeah, you're perfect. Thank you. Yes. So, but thank you so much for joining us here. For those that are listening and watching for the first time, we have Tiff here joining us for the first time ever on the pod. We're very excited and very honored that you took the time to come and join us here, and also want to take a moment to say thank you to any new listeners or any new watchers. Thank you so much for joining us here on this episode of Games y Más podcast. Again, how we said in the introduction, dedicated to all things board games, video games, pop cultures, you name it, everything all nerdy. This is your channel right here for you guys. So if you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much. Or any returning watchers and viewers, thank you so much again for joining us here on this episode. Another top shelf or yard sale segment. We are going to be looking at Arkham Horror, the card game specifically, because I know we said there's two versions. There's the board game and the card game. So we're specifically looking at the card game. We might have Tiff again back for the board game. We can do a part 2 for the board game one if you like. That'd be good. But I'm very excited to get started here on this podcast. But before we get started, Tiff, as we told you before offline, that we have some icebreaker questions we want to ask our first-time guests here. So we have a two-parter. Yeah. Okay. Feel free, Tiff, if you can't answer one of these, it's okay. We'll move on from there. If you're not a big of this, don't worry, we'll move on. And then from there, we'll continue on with podcast. So the icebreaker questions we have here. The first one is, what is your favorite board game of all time? Now, I know you have. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to break it down. I know exactly. I get that face all the time. Like, what are you really? That's a loaded question. So what I like to do is I'll give you a top 3. What are your top 3 board games of all time? I'm encompassing everything from dice game, card games, all the way to heavy Euros or Ameritrash games. You get to choose whatever you like. All those top 3. While you're thinking of your top 3, I'll give you the part 2 of this icebreaker question, and that is, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Okay.
Any video games? Again, it could be console, PlayStation, handheld, computer, or arcade. I'm very excited here, but go ahead to take it away. We'll start. I'll let you choose which one you want to start off first with.
Okay. Well, the video game. I'm going to go back to the 90s, where I first started playing video games on my PlayStation. Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro, yes! Oh, I love that game so much.
Yes, so that was like the first problem. Nah, maybe not the first, because I played like Sonic and all that, but Spyro just stuck with me. And then when they released the trilogy, of course, I had to buy it.
Nice.
Played it through, got all my cheat codes in, and even my kids love it too. So we'll still play Spyro.
Okay.
So that one just holds a little special place in my heart. I do love World of Warcraft.
Okay.
That's a whole nother section, but Spyro's nice because my kids play it too. We all play together.
Oh, see, every time. Okay.
So board games. Oh, that's a tough one, but I think I'm gonna pick Meadow.
Okay.
That's a little, Meadow.
Meadow cozy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's cozy. And I think one of the reasons why is because the memories. When I pick my favorite board games, it's because of the memories that go along with it. And also I like it. It's fun too.
Yeah.
The Lost Rose of Arnak.
Nice.
There's just something about that I love. Just trying your hardest to get all these resources to like climb up the track, or you're like
Hmm.
overcoming the monsters. Like
Yeah.
there's just something about that where I just like you have limited resources,
Yeah.
but you can do so much with it.
Yeah.
And the Castles of Burgundy.
Bags of Burgundy. Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe those three.
Okay. No, excellent choices for sure. Yeah, definitely. I haven't tried out
Yeah,
Meadow. I've heard of Meadow, but I've never got to try Meadow. I really want to try that one for sure. And then
yeah,
Lost Ruins of Arnak. What a choice. Great game. What a banger. That's such a fun game. A game where yeah, you're just every time I play a game, I'm like, maybe this is the time. This is the round. This is the game. Well, I'll make it to the top of the temple, and then I don't. I get like
it's
halfway.
hard.
It is
Yep,
hard.
it's
It's very
hard.
hard. Yeah, I don't know how people can get in like super. Yeah, it's oh man,
Um,
it's
so for me, just like playing on BGA, just helps you get like a better idea, and like playing it on there is just easier to get like a better strategy. And also, I will say, watching Operation Game Night, they had like a nice little tutorial in there.
yep,
So
yep.
watching that too helps.
There you go. Jared is a pro. Jared is a pro at
He
that one.
is.
Shout out to you, my man, Jared. You. I don't know. I played with him on BGA, and yeah, he just whoops us every single
Yeah, I have
time.
a game going on with him right now, and he's
Oh,
just
dude.
like the master.
He's a master. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm sad that he didn't make it super far in the World Series of Gaming. But he'll get him next time. You
Yeah,
got him. You got him next
next
time, bro.
time.
Yes, you got him next time for sure. Okay, so those three are your options. You got Meadow, Lost Ruins of Arnak, and Castle of Burgundy. Great, excellent choices of favorite board games. They're really fun. I love Castle of Burgundy. I have the old edition before it got, taken over and revamped. So great ones. And then Spyro the Dragon. What a game that you just literally unlocked some core memories of me playing for the PlayStation.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. All the games I choose, it's just the memories.
Yes. It's a great
But
nostalgia
yeah,
game, yeah.
yeah, I love it.
No, definitely, I agree. It's a fun game. Um, and then you mentioned World of Warcraft. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a I
that would
remember
be my second one.
second one. Okay, World of Warcraft. That's a big game. That's a
Yeah.
you can easily get sucked into that game for sure as well.
Oh, definitely. There was like sleepless nights trying to like grind out my PvP gear.
Hitting those dungeons, hitting those raids, you're going hard on
Yep.
those. Thank you so much for sharing those icebreaker questions there. If
Yeah,
you
no
never,
problem.
yeah, if you haven't shared that anywhere, or if you haven't shared that on your socials, then you guys probably heard it here first on Games You Must. Tiff given her favorite board games and favorite video games. I'm pretty sure you've given your list of favorite video games, board games. But if this is your first time listening and this is your first time hearing Tiff, then there you go. That's her favorite board games and her favorite video game to play of all time. And so now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna get into a little bit more of now the get to know you a little bit even more and more of the segment here. We won't take too long, maybe 5-10
Okay.
minutes. Tiff, you go by Board Game Tiff on Instagram, right?
Yeah,
It's
tiff.board.games.
yes, yes, and
Lots of
so
dots.
lots of dots, yeah, and lots of dots here. And so for those that are listening, if you want to give us maybe your 5 to 10 minute, like not life story, but like story of how you got into board games, who is Tiff, why the creation of your channel, and then and then we'll go from there. So so the floor is yours, letting us know what is your origin story when it
Nice.
comes to board gaming. So go ahead, Tiff.
Yeah, I'll just be quick because I had my last child in 2020, and like now that they were getting older, my husband, his friend Christian, showed him like board games, got him into board games because they would be playing Magic and like
Mm,
Warhammer and all that other kind of stuff.
yeah.
So he's like, "Hey, have you seen or heard of these board games?" So my husband was playing on me. He's like, "Oh, I really like this." So he started, instantly buying
All
like
these
as
games,
many
yeah.
as he could, and
Yeah.
then he would buy like the one like the cute ones to like try to like suck me into it
Get
too,
you
like
yes.
creature,
Oh man.
yeah, like it was like creature comforts, canvas, calico, and I was like, oh, I like this. That's how it started. Because
Okay.
our kids were like, getting older, and we finally had like time
Yeah.
to ourselves here and there to play like a game or two. We would play
Right.
at our kitchen table, and like we had this really small collection. So I think it was like 2 years ago, like we got a table for in here, like,
Oh, nice.
calyxes and stuff as our collection grew. And I started taking pictures of like sleeping gods and stuff as we had a game set up on the table. And I was like, oh, like these are cute. And I would just post them to my personal Instagram. And like, no one knows what this stuff is. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
they're like, what are you posting? So I was like, maybe I should just try this like board game Instagram and like see if anyone picks it up there and like say, because I'm sure there's a whole world of people who like board games.
Mm-hmm.
And like little did I know there is a huge community of people who like board games on Instagram. But that's
Yes.
basically how it started.
Okay.
Um, he just brought home board games one day, thanks to our friend Christian. And it just went from there. And after I started my Instagram, that's when like the collection grew bigger and bigger because
Nice.
I'm like seeing more things, because he
Yes.
would be in charge of like picking out the games. But once I started my Instagram, I'm like, oh, like now I want this, and that. So
Mm-hmm. Oh
it
wow.
just,
Okay.
yeah, grew even more. But I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing, and
Yeah.
kudos to your husband. Way to get you sucked into that
Yeah.
hobby.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, getting you with easing you into the cozy games and then expanding your
Uh-huh.
world of board gamings, which is awesome. Yes, yes. So that's cool. I love to hear those stories where significant others are introducing their spouses and all that to board gaming and to this hobby.
Hmm.
And you're right. I was with you on that boat when it's like I didn't even know there was a big huge Instagram board game community out there or a big board game. I thought I was
Hmm.
like one of like two or three that was like I like board games, and then boom,
Yeah.
Instagram was like, oh, there's a lot of us. That's awesome. That's so cool. I love it. I love the community. Everyone's so
Yep.
friendly. Everyone's so welcoming. I love seeing your posts, Tiff. I love whenever you post
Oh,
about
thank
board
you.
games. I tell this to everyone that I get on here that you guys are the reasons why this shelf back here exists because you guys are introducing all these new board games, and I'm like, I need to have that. I need to get that. So thank you, but then we don't like you because my wallet hates you guys because I end up spending so much money on games. So I'm happy, but my wallet is not happy. So, but it's
No,
okay. It's okay. I learned to control myself a little
it's
bit.
for a good cause. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. For good cause. Good cause. So there you guys have it there. If you guys are not following Tiff, you guys should be following her. She has an amazing channel. At the end of the podcast, we'll plug in anything you want to plug in of your where they can find you on your socials and then anything else you want to share. But if this is your first time hearing her, please give her a follow at the end of this episode. We'll leave the links to everything. And please go show her some support. She's amazing. Wonderful human being that loves playing board games
Thank
and
you.
stuff. So she's great. So I love it. So now that we got the introductions and everything, let's get into the meat of the podcast where we're going to be talking about Top Shelf or Yard Sale Arkham Horror, the card game. For those that are first-time listeners, again, Top Shelf or Yard Sale is a segment that we do here at Games Must, where we look at games, we do a deep dive on games, and we decide, is this game worthy to be on your top shelf, or is this a game that ultimately might end up getting sent to the closet or maybe getting sold on a yard sale, garage sale, or sent to Goodwill maybe because you ended up, it was not the game you thought it was. And so here we're here to save you that time to let you know, hey, this game is worthy, or maybe you should probably hold off on this game. Not to say that they're bad games, but maybe might not be the good game for you as well. We're looking at it through the lens of you guys that are never played a board game, or if maybe played Monopoly, or maybe played Settlers of Catan, Ticket to Ride, some of those easier games, Risk, Monopoly, and are trying to see what else is there in the gaming world, board gaming world. And so we're here to talk about that. And today we're going to be looking at Arkham Horror, the card game. TCG or LCG, a living card game.
LCG.
Yeah,
Yes.
LCG. I always get TCG and LCG mixed up. An LCG game, which is a living card game, for those of you that are wondering what is that, it means that it's a game that is ever growing. There's multiple scenarios. It's a game that it's not a board game where you just play once and you're done. It's a game that you can play multiple times, expand the story, figure out what else is happening, and you throw it into these stories where your cards are living. They're expanding. They're changing. You can customize your own decks. It's a really fun game. And we're gonna decide if it is a top shelf game for you guys. It's a let me check the player count. What do you remember the player count, Tiff, for this game? 1 to 4 players.
1 to 4. Yeah.
1 to 4 players cooperative game. We work together to fight all these what would you say, Lovecraftian creatures, the Lovecraftian world that you're trying to figure out what's going on. You're solving mysteries, doing all these things. That's really fun, very hard. This game is pretty hard. I will say off the bat, it's a pretty hard game. where you're gonna have to think a lot and use a lot of strategy for this card game. And so Tiff and I will guide you. I've played it a couple times. Tiff, you've played it a little bit more than I have, so you're going to be the final say on these questions. So
Okay.
we've developed 8 questions here for Top Shelf Yard Sale. In order for it to be a top shelf game, it has to meet 6 of the 8 questions. If it's an 8 out of 8, it's an ultimate top game. And if not, then unfortunately we might have to say that this is a yard sale game. Now, I will say, when it comes to card game, some of these questions have to have a little bit of an asterisk because it's like the card games are, you can't do much with card games. You can't go full out. It'll rely on mechanism stuff. So when I ask these questions, we'll warn you, hey, this is an asterisk of maybe why it's a yes or no because it's a card game we're dealing with here. We'll go ahead and get started with the questions here. Again, Tiff, you're going to be the leading factor here. I'll give you my 2 cents worth, but you will be the final yes or no on these questions here.
Okay.
So let's do this. Let's get into it. Let's see how well this game holds up to our standard here. So we'll go off with the first question here, and is this game easy to learn, or to pick up, or easy to teach to other people? Is this a game that when we look at the rule book, is it a pretty easy read that I can get the gist of the game, I can understand it? Or is this a game where we're like, oh man, I need to watch some tutorial videos or someone needs to teach me how to play this game before I teach others because it's complex? What do you think on this one, Tiff? We'll start off the bat on this question here.
Okay. So as like someone who's never like played a game like this, looking at this rule book can be very daunting.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules. There's a lot of things you have to separate and set out for each scenario. So I think like as a new beginner getting into this, and I'll admit I didn't read the rule book, I was taught it.
Okay.
But if I had to read this, I would probably just set it off to the side and say, you know what, maybe another time.
I'll get to it another time. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to go?
I think the rule book's like a little much.
A little much. Okay, so we'll go with the no on this one. All right, no worries. No worries. Okay. Reading the rule books, it's not a very thick rule book, but it's a very heavy worded rule book because you have to know a lot of rules and a lot of keywords.
Exactly.
You have to know kind of what you're getting yourself into in the flow of the game. So it's paragraphs, a lot of paragraphs, not like pictures and like arrows and stuff in this, which some rule books have. This one, I think it's a little bit of a read. Not too much of a read, but enough. It's just there enough to be like, oof, you might be a little bit off put on reading the rules. You might want to watch a video or have someone teach it to you first before you maybe think about it. No worries. So that's a no right there. Again, I agree with you. I can see your point of view for sure. And yes, when I was reading it, I'm like, okay, let me set some time real quick so I can distraction-free zone area real quick so I can read these rules for sure. Okay, so move on to the next question here. Questions 2 and 3 can kind of be combined together, but I separated them because I'll explain a little bit of why I separated them. So the second question is, does this game have good game components? How are the textures of the cards? Are we having, miniatures? Are we having, how is the tokens? How is the little trauma we get, or the health tokens we have? Do you think they're good quality, or they're kind of like, it's nothing too remarkable?
The quality of the cards are nice. They're not flimsy or anything, and it comes with like the cardboard pieces, so it's not like fancy. Although I did have ours are a little bit upgraded. We got the fancy tokens.
Oh, nice.
And we did buy like arrows because you set your cards out for the location. So you don't just have like cards laid out on the table, but that doesn't come with it.
Okay.
But I think for what you're paying, you're getting a good quality. Like the cardboard is nice and thick. So I would say yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like super cheap. Kind of straight little. It's a very good detailed.
Flimsy.
Yeah. Very nice. Not the premium, but it's good for this game, especially for a card game. Again, this is one of those asterisk questions where it's like, it's a card game, so you're not gonna have components galore like you'd have for like Nemesis or like these other big huge Euro games.
Exactly.
So this is an asterisk, yes, but just fair warning, it's not a game where like you're gonna have like all these amazing components everywhere. Which brings me to the third question: is does this game have good game design? How is the artwork of this game? How is the look of this game?
So I think the art, I actually really do like it. It really, like, the monsters are really cool looking. Even like the cards in your deck I think it goes really well together.
Okay. So we'll go with a yes on this question for sure. For sure. Okay, good. No worries. All right. So we're 2 yeses, 1 no. We're looking pretty good still. We're doing all right. We'll go on with the fourth question here. I think this is an interesting question. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on this one. Does this game have good replayability? Is this a game that it'll be fresh every time you play? Obviously, we know that the mechanics and the way you take your turn is going to be the same, especially with these games. But how is it? Is it a game where you can come back to and play again, and it'll be something different, or is it a game where it's like, okay, it'll kind of get boring very quickly if you overplay this a little bit too much? What do you think of this one?
I think if you play the same scenarios over and over again, like you'll kind of have an idea and you'll know what's coming and you'll know what to do. But if you like switch it up, doing like a different investigator each time, and if you do put the money into buying new scenarios, I do think that's worth it. But if you're going to just play the base, I think it's called Night of the Zealot. So if
Yes.
you're just playing that over and over again, maybe it will. But I mean, for me, we have like all the expansions.
Expansions.
So for me, I think that there is a lot of replayability with it, just because you can switch up the investigators each time.
Right. Okay. No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, each investigator has its own special abilities and its own special way of play style, so you'll definitely get some good replayability there as well. And then, yeah, you're right. Like, if you're willing to spend the money, add some more expansions, now you're getting even more fresh, new investigators. You're getting new stories to follow along. You're getting new things to accompany with the base game. So you do have fresh replayability. But again, I'll say this is with an asterisk. If you're just getting only the base game and plan on playing it a lot, it's going to get pretty dull really quickly because you're just going to figure
Yeah.
out the rhythm of everything. So we'll go with yes, but with an asterisk of that as well, which is good.
Yeah.
And I agree. Yeah, a lot of these card games do tend to have some replayability, but they can get pretty old really quickly as you keep playing for sure. Okay, so next question is, does this game have a good setup time? Whenever you're setting this game out, is this a quick game that you can set up real quickly and then start playing, or is this a game where you need a minute to kind of set all the components out and everything? Being that I do own this game, I actually timed myself to set up this game to kind of give us an idea of how long it took me to set up the game. I started the timer, and then I took off the lid, opened the rule book, and started reading from the setup and reading the first time scenario setup. So it's like as if I'm a new player. So I don't know. Okay, this is what it tells me what to do. I followed it word for word, setting it all up, setting everything, and then when it said, okay, you're ready to play, I stopped the timer. I got 4 minutes and 27 seconds of setting everything up as a first time, which I think to me is a great setup time because that's just really
pretty
quick.
good.
That's really
Yeah.
good. I'll let you add on to that. What do you feel about the setup time when it comes to this game?
I feel like if you're playing, maybe like it would take a little bit longer for that first time,
Yeah.
but 4 minutes isn't bad at all. But I don't think it takes that long, because I mean the book does tell you what cards you need. But if you just like have those set aside for like the next day, like everything's right there, you just plop it all out.
Mhm.
The only thing you really need to switch out is some cards and like the little, I forget what these tokens are called, but that's the only thing you really need to switch out.
Okay.
So I think it has a pretty good setup time.
Yeah, I could see that. It's a good. I mean, again, it goes back to the component section. There's not a lot of components in this game. It's just cards.
Yeah,
That
just
tell you.
cards.
So you literally can just lay it out and be like, all right, we're ready to go. And so, yeah, it's a really easy setup time. It's a game that, yeah, if you have friends over and they're like curious about this game, you can set it out real quick and get ready. Not like some of these other heavier games where you're like, if they want to play, you're like, all right, give me like 20, 30 minutes to set this whole thing up first before we can start playing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's a great setup time here. Okay, we'll move on with the next question here. Is this game decently priced? How is the cost of this game? I did look up some research of this game.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I was
Prices.
looking up. Now when we say decently priced, it can mean a bunch of ranges to different people. My version of decently priced, I like to say, is from like the 35 to like the $80 range. I think it's a okay, good, decently priced game that you can get a good chunk of games. Now there are higher end of games, and we're talking hundreds, $100 and $120 games that are big, massive games that I think you might have to like think about wanting to get those games. But again, I believe with those higher price end games, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. But you can also get some good, $20, $30 games that get good bang for your buck. Doing the research for this game and looking it up, I was getting all these price ranges everywhere. The majority I saw was like $60. I saw some for $48. On eBay it was like $25, so that's pretty
Nice.
good. I forgot how much I paid for this game, but so we're looking even within those three price ranges: 60, 25, 48. To me, I think it's a pretty decent price because you're getting all these cards, you're getting all this playability. But based off of those numbers, what do you think, Tiff? Do you think that's maybe a little too high, or is that something that is reasonable?
I think if it was around $60, I think that's reasonable. That's like
Okay.
what you're pretty much paying for like a board game nowadays.
Yeah.
Um, because you do get a lot of stuff in the box. There's a lot of gameplay in there, and like I said, if you're willing to buy those expansions and invest more money, that's worth it too.
Hmm.
But just the base game alone at $60, I feel like it's a good price.
No, I agree. Yeah, definitely, it's a great price.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's on sale, I obviously get it on sale. But
yeah. Get it
base
on
pay,
eBay.
yeah, on eBay, it's $25 on eBay, so
Seriously, yeah.
you get yourself a steal for that game for sure. So yeah, it is a decent price. We'll go with the yes. It's not I mean, it's not a super heavy-handed game that you're getting like 60,000 components of like miniatures or something like that. It's
Yes.
ridiculous. So definitely okay. So move on with the next question here. That is the next question is: does this game have good game lore? Is this a game that will immerse you into the story? Is this a game that it's a great story game that you're versed into it, that you follow along, that you can be like, oh, I am this character and I'm following the storyline? Or is this a game where it's just like, oh, you're just trying to get points and we really don't care about the story. It's more about the mechanics than the story. What do you think about this game? What do you think is a good storytelling game?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the reason why I like this game because it's like a different scenario each time we play it. Like I said, the one day we're like climb into the front of a train and like the way it's laid out, it really feels like you're in the train and then going into like a speakeasy the next day and like trying to find hidden rooms. I think, yeah, and then you're like running away from monsters. The character I picked is a fighter, so and that was fun too to play like
Okay.
the fighter. And my husband would play the guy who gets the clues from the cards.
Oh,
So it like
nice.
really worked together. That's probably yeah the reason why I liked it so much.
No, yeah, I think this game is heavy on story, heavy on lore, heavy on what is going
Hmm.
on. I mean, you're doing a lot of reading, especially when you're reading out the scenarios. You're reading a lot of what's going on, why you guys are here, and this is your objective now. And then when you're playing the game, it's like your investigators going to these rooms to look for some clues. Oh no, this monster came out. Now what do you got to do? You got to handle this monster. So it's like you can get very immersed in this game. I really enjoy it, and I agree with you. It has very lore rich, very story driven. It's not just the basic, I just roll some dice and you're a fisherman, whatever, and main goal is to get points. I think this is a great game for lore. So yes, we'll go with yes on that one, which is we're looking really good, honestly. Even if this next question's a no, we still made it as a top shelf game. But
Okay.
we'll go ahead and finish it off with the last question is how is this game pace? How is the game pacing? Is this a game that when we're taking turns? Is it kind of a slow turn based game where if you're taking your turn and I'm waiting on you, do you have to do a lot of things on your turn that I get to the point where like okay, while I'm waiting around, I'm just gonna pull out my phone and just wait for your turn, or is this a game that it kind of flows pretty quickly and we just keep going and going, and it keeps you engaged? What do you think for this one for the pacing of this game?
Yeah, so I think it's pretty good. You're not gonna really have AP during it because on your turn you basically have three actions to take. You're going to draw a card, play a card. You're going to move. You're going to investigate or fight an enemy. So I think like you pretty much already know like what you need to do. Like if you have
Mm-hmm.
an enemy on you, you know you just have to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to, uncover a room, you know you're moving. You know like you need to get clues.
Yeah.
So everyone knows what they have to do. So
Yeah.
there's really like no downtime and the
Mm-hmm.
turns go quickly. It's like you do your three actions and then someone else does their three actions. And then comes like the monster phase where you're drawing those cards.
Mm-hmm.
So it moves pretty fast. Actually, I wish you had more actions during your turn,
Yeah.
honestly.
For sure. No, definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the pacing is really quick. And even when there's like a downtime, the downtime is you guys discussing what you guys should do on your turns. So you're
Yeah.
engaged. You guys are
You
talking it
yeah,
out,
you
figuring
really
it out.
work together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're working
That's what I
together.
like. Yeah, I love co-ops and stuff because
Mhm.
it's like you're working together. You're not just sitting there waiting for your turn.
Exactly. Yes. No, I agree 100%. Yeah, you're there working together, figuring it out. Hey, you're a hero can do this. You're investigator can do this. Okay, I'm going to do this. Let's plan it out, see what happens, and then we'll draw a card, see what happens, and then that might change our course of like, okay, now we have to readjust. This happened. There's an
Yep.
obstacle. I
Hmm.
agree. The pacing is very well done. You're not going to get bored, and everyone's engaged. So yeah, I 100% agree with this one. But with that being said, Tiff, we've answered all 8 questions. This is a pretty quick. It was a pretty quick there and there with
Yeah.
this question. And looking at the score sheet here, we've only gotten one no, so we've got 7 out of the 8 questions, making this game a top shelf game. Yes. All right. I didn't have any doubt. This game is so much fun. I love playing this game. Whenever I get a chance to play it, I have a session playing with one of my friends over Tabletop Simulator because it has all the expansions, so we get to play all that. But I love playing the physical copy of it. It's a fun game if you're into card games. I will say it's a little bit of a heavy read sometimes whenever you're reading some abilities or actually the rules. So be prepared to read a little bit. But once you kind of get the gist and the flow of the game, it just rolls. It rolls with it, and you just immerse. You're having a good time, a fun time. Tiff, thank you so much for helping us answer these questions. You did a
Of
phenomenal
course.
job. Do you want to give a
Thanks.
closing statement of this game to everyone that's listening? A closing summary about this game and what they can expect, and yeah, a final praise or asterisks you want to give for this game for sure.
Yeah, I'm just glad that it made the top shelf and not the
Yeah,
yard sale. I'd be really sad. But
yeah,
coming from me, who just started playing it last month, pretty much, it's not as scary as it looks, even though I did say that the rule book is a little long. If you just take the time or have someone else read it for you, you really can get immersed in this world and just have fun. Like, you never know what's coming out next. You never know who, like, what cult leader, if you like anything like horror or Lovecraftian, like, really would enjoy this game.
hmm
Even, I mean, and then reading the card explains the card. So, I mean, it's really not that hard if you're
yeah.
like, intimidated by card games like I was.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, it's a fun game to play,
Yeah.
guys. You can even play it solo if if you feel like you're more of a
Yep.
solo player. This is a perfect game to play solo. See how far you can get with your investigators and to solve the mystery of what's going on. And it's a great cooperative game to play as well. And I highly recommend it. It's a fun game if you're trying to get more into the world of board gaming. This is a great game to play for sure. But yeah, there you have it, guys. That's a top shelf game for Arkham Horror. Before we round off this podcast, Tiff, if you want to give us maybe some links that we can follow you on, where you at on socials, something that we can support you in, please let us know. We are happy to
Yeah,
support you. Yeah, for sure.
just my Instagram. It's tiff.board.games. I am over on TikTok too. I don't know what I'm doing there, but Tiff's Board Games over there if you want to check that out too. But yeah, I just have fun like taking pictures of these games and doing my silly little reviews. So if you want to check it out, go ahead.
Yes, please check her out. She is phenomenal. She does a great job on her content. You do such great. I love your photos. They're so awesome. They're good.
Thanks.
They're very artsy. I love it. And then I love your
Thanks.
contents, your reviews. If you want to follow her for more board game reviews and content, please give her a follow. Please give her a follow. Grow her account. Give a heart to all her posts that she posts. Comment on it. Let them know that we sent you. Say, hey, Game Sema sent us over here. We discovered. Please follow her. Support her. She's a great person. She loves board games. Her passion shows on her post. She's done a good job for sure. I just want to say, Tiff, thank you so much for joining us here on this podcast episode. I know you're getting busy. You're getting ready for this blizzard, so you
Yep.
gotta prepare. But we would love to have you back. We're gonna have you back for sure. We'll talk more board games. We've got to do like a joint one with the Operation Game Night guys. We got to all get
Oh,
together
for
and
sure.
have a
Yeah.
fun blast on that episode. That's going to be the chaotic episode that I would love to play for sure. And then if you guys made it this far in this episode and you liked what you heard and saw, you can go ahead and give us a follow as well if you'd like. We're on all socials. We're on X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You can find us at Games and Must Pod. That is at Games and Must Pod. You can also follow us on our YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you like to listen or watch podcasts. We're also at Games You Must Pod, so go ahead, give us a follow. Like the YouTubers like to say, click that like and subscribe button so you can grow the algorithm, the account, grow the Nerd Familia, guys, and let us know what you thought. Is there a game you want us to top shelf for yard sale to see what's going on, or is there another game you want us to review? Please let us know. Let us know what you thought about Arkham Horror. Is it a top shelf game? Is it a yard sale game? Let us know in the comments below. We'll happily debate you guys civilly. We'll let you know if you're wrong or we're wrong. But for sure, yeah, please give us a like, give us a follow. Please let us know. Share this with anyone that you feel like this is their content for them. Again, board games, video games, and all things pop culture. That's for us here. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Tiff, thank you again 1,000 times. Thank you so much. You were amazing. You did a phenomenal job. Please leave a comment below of how amazing she did on this episode, please. And yeah, so with all that being said, guys, nos vemos para la próxima.